What up, Passionate Peeps? Welcome back to PassionPressTV, the only place to learn how to crush it with your passion in life and in business. I'll be your host this evening. My name is Dean Bakari, and you are watching Q&A Tuesdays. Q&A Tuesdays. Q&A, 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 Q&A Tuesday. We've got an awesome question today from one of our Passionate Peeps, and her name is Nausheen. And Nausheen writes, "Hi Dean, I'm thoroughly enjoying your videos and I'm enjoying your blog as well. It's inspiring to see somebody who's actually experienced and overcome the same problems that I have. Lately, I've been suffering terribly with a career satisfaction issue that I find somewhat embarrassing because I feel like it makes me feel as if I'm ungrateful for my career and my current position. But over the last 6 years, I've been promoted 3 times and I'm actually doing better than I expected with my career at this stage of my life. But I don't love my job, I just like it. I've secured a really good position, I have the respect of my peers and superiors, and although I feel like I should be grateful, for some reason, I come home feeling unfulfilled and unhappy. Although I enjoy my job and I'm thankful for it, I do not love it, nor am I passionate about it. Is this wrong of me? When I started my job, I felt what I thought was passion. I was very excited to go to work and I worked extra hours and over-delivered on a regular basis, but that's no longer the case. Do you have any advice or thoughts on how to alleviate this issue at all? I've read several books on career advice. However, I've come to a halt and I feel as though I'm lost." First and foremost, Nausheen, what I want you to know is that you are not alone. In fact, 75% of people out there don't even know what their passions are. They're working a job that they are unsure about or uncertain about, or that they like but don't love, or a good job but not a great job. A job that pays the bills, but not a job that was something they dreamed about or that they ever even imagined that they'd be working at this stage in their lives. And really, they don't know why. And I was in those same exact shoes. If you don't know my story, I went through a bunch of different experiences, trials, tribulations on my journey to figuring out my passion. And one of the things I did, though, was I was really intent on figuring out what is it that makes passionate people feel passionate versus people that don't feel passion or are unhappy or unfulfilled with what they're doing in life. What's the differentiator there? What are the factors that come into play that determine, okay, this person's passionate, or this is how I can feel passion, versus, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do, and just going about it blindly and just trying and just throwing whatever against the wall and not really knowing or having any strategic intent or approach behind the way that you go about figuring out a dream job, dream career, dream lifestyle to live. So simply what I ended up doing was, because I wanted to know why and because I wanted to figure out what those factors that came into play or came together in a passionate person were, I designed a framework that I call the 9 pulses of passion. And I really just applied it to everything that I was doing, whether it be a job or activity or goal or business idea or anything that really required, hey, to really get maximum joy and fulfillment out of this, then it's required to feel this feeling of passion, this emotion that we call passion, which really is, again, nothing more than an emotion. Almost like a flow state, but not quite. That feeling that you get when you can't not do something, when time stops, when it just flies by. That's the feeling that you get when you're feeling passionate about something. And it's very common for you and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people around the world feeling the same exact way. Hey, I just started a job and I feel really passionate about it. Lots of us can attest to that, right? I've had several jobs before where I was so pumped and so excited because I thought, hey, maybe this is my passion. Maybe this is what's going to fulfill me, or this is going to be my dream career, or I'm going to stick with this, do it for the rest of my life. But what happens after a while? You come out strong and you come out really intense and passionate, but then all of a sudden, that passion tends to die down, doesn't it? Why is that? The reason why you're no longer feeling that sense of, hey, I'm looking forward to going to work, or you're no longer cheerful about going to work, or you no longer are working those extra hours or putting in the extra effort to do more or accomplish more, is because one of two reasons. Number one, you've either outgrown the position, or in your case, positions that you constantly keep getting promoted to. You've outgrown them all constantly and over again, which is number one, why you were getting promoted, and number two, why you're no longer feeling passion. Because when you outgrow something, then obviously you stop growing. So you either do it on your own right, which is a positive way, where you outgrow because you've outgrown that position or that job or the business. Therefore, in order to continue feeling passionate, excited, that heightened state of emotional intensity, you must continue to make progress, continue to grow. Otherwise, you'll hit a ceiling and you will no longer grow. Therefore, you will no longer feel passion. Passion depends on growth. Where there is no growth, there is no passion. And what does not continue to grow must and will eventually wither away and die. So, if you're not continuously making progress, working towards something, looking forward to it, you don't have a reward at the end of the tunnel, or maybe a position that you're looking forward to getting promoted to, or some sort of new project, or something that gets you excited, then you will not feel passion. It's impossible to feel passion. So how do you fix that is the question. How do you cultivate that passion? How do you grow? Because if you're not growing, then we know that. If you don't grow, you cease to grow, then you will wither away and you'll die, and the passion will stop. It will cease. It will terminate. So how do you activate that passion? By activating the pulse of growth. Well, you find something, a cause, a belief, a reward, a promotion in the future, something that gives you immediate feedback, pleasure, enthusiasm, something that you can look forward to. Will give you growth. It will give you the confidence and the persistence to move on and get better so you can achieve that. Make sense? So if you're in a place where it's like, hey, you keep getting promoted, or hey, you're bored with your job, then you're either overconfident, you stop growing on your own right, or you've outgrown the positions yourself, the place that you're in. You've outgrown it based on your own drive and your achiever's personality. So find something that you can grow and make progress in. Passion will come back if everything else is in alignment as well. And it sounds like that's the major issue. All right, so now that we know that if you come to a point where you've hit a ceiling and you've hit a plateau, or you've outgrown that specific thing that you used to be passionate about but you are no longer passionate about, then how do you resolve that? What do you do? And my answer to that, and I really go in depth on this in my book, Ignite Your Passion, but really quickly, the real big picture here is, if you look at this picture that I've got up here, really and truly, passion is always at the intersection between growth and challenge. If you imagine, if you look at this XY axis here, and passion is right in the middle there, then constantly what you'll notice in your own life, and think about this in your own life, in your position, your career, or whatever activity or thing that you're doing, or those things that you really love to do. Think about this, where growth and challenge are constantly intersecting with one another, just like in this drawing that I have up here, then that's where you feel like you're in continual passion and passionate state of mind. Again, passion is at the intersection of where growth meets challenge. So it's like that perfect just dance between growth and challenge, where it's like, hey, this is hard, but I can do it. It's something that isn't easy, but I'm looking forward to conquering it. When I was a kid, I used to love playing video games, and the addicting component of a video game or any other thing is that it provides you with immediate, constant feedback and just a little bit of challenge. You beat one level, you go up to the next one, it's a little bit harder, you go up to the next one, it's a little bit harder, you finish that and you win, and then it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit harder, it's a little bit harder. That's what passion is like, really. I'm just comparing it to a video game right now, but with anything, you think about martial arts, to continuously progress. It's not easy, but you have to have that foundation. But once you hit that ceiling where you've mastered the basics, doesn't mean you stop doing them, but you continuously stack on top of it, on top of the basics. You build upon your foundation and you continuously grow and grow and grow. And as you're growing, that thing that you are growing within fosters your growth. Boom, 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 boom. And it provides you with immediate feedback along the way, letting you know, hey, I'm doing pretty good here. Hey, I've got more to look forward to. Hey, I'm feeling passionate. So I hope that helps with your question about, hey, I'm feeling unfulfilled or no longer looking forward to work. It's, you gotta have growth. It's a must. You must have growth. Another thing I noticed here was that you mentioned a couple of times, hey, I don't feel like I am grateful, and I feel as though that's wrong. And my answer to that is, hey, look, there's a difference between gratitude and constructive discontent. Maybe it's not that you're ungrateful. Maybe it's more so that you just have a constructive sense of discontent. Because that's okay. I think that's a good thing. The world is built on constructive discontent, because if we didn't have that, which is a natural human trait, then we would not make progress with anything, really. Think of it this way. If you're in a room and it's really hot, then you're going to turn up the AC, or you're going to look for something to make you feel cool. Why? Because it's a form of being discontent with your environment. It's part of human nature to be discontent once you've achieved something. So a matter of being passionate or a matter of being happy about it is just being in the process of, as you are continuously and constantly achieving and doing great things and making progress and growing, that you are content with your growth at this stage in your life. And if you've outgrown it, then it's inevitable. You'll feel a lack of passion. But it's not a matter of gratitude. If it is, then I would suggest that you correct that immediately, because without gratitude and without being grateful for what you have now, you will never be grateful for anything that you get in the future. You can't be happy at something in the future. It's not possible. It is impossible. If it's not gratitude, which I don't think it is, it sounds to me like you're a pretty darn achiever type of person with a lot of drive to succeed and be happy, and you're really just looking for a career that makes you fulfilled, that you can look forward to. So if you're missing gratitude in your life, then I would highly suggest that you bring it back into it. But it doesn't sound like it's the gratitude that's an issue for you. It sounds more like it's just a matter of constructive discontent, because you've just made so much progress, climbed the ladder over and over and over again, got promoted 3 times. And you've been working for the company for really under, 6-7 years. Most people don't get promoted in a decade. So it just sounds like it's a constructive discontent problem, and that's okay. If you can't find that in the current corporate situation that you're in right now, or your job, or in your business, or whatever it is that you're doing in your stage of life with regard to your career, I would highly, highly suggest that you either start something on the side, work on a side business, but really just figure out identifying, hey, what is it that drives me, gives me that zest of life that I can look forward to, so I can continuously grow, make progress in my life, and move forward with a career that makes me feel fulfilled, that gets me excited to wake up, and makes me feel like there is no longer a difference between work and play. Nausheen, you served up a good cue, homegirl, and I really ate that back real nice. This is going in the wrong direction. Nausheen, thank you for your questions. I really appreciate you writing in, and I hope that my answers served you well, and that you'll be able to take them back and apply them, take action on your life, and start living with passion and living that passionate life that you and all of us deserve to live. thanks again for writing in. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, then share it with all of your friends. Like the video, share, and pass along the passion and inspire somebody else to figure out what their passion is, find it, ignite it, and sustain a dream, career, job, or do work they love and are passionate about. And before you leave this video, one more thing. As usual, I've got a challenge for you. I've been doing all the talking, now it's time for you to hit me back up with a few of your comments. So, my challenge for you is, out of the 9 pulses of passion, the one that we focused on and discussed in today's episode of Q&A Tuesday was the pulse of growth. So, what I want you to do is, below this video, in the comments below, tell me, what are 3 ways in your current job, corporate culture, or business that you find to tap into the pulse of growth? So, for example, if you are in your typical corporate culture, then you probably want a promotion, right? At least at some point, or you've got something you're looking forward to. So is it that promotion? Is it the paycheck, the salary? Is it making a difference with your purpose? Is it to please others? What are those 3 ways? And really pay attention and focus on those responses and think about them. And are they really serving you for the betterment of yourself and your goals and your purpose and ultimately the way that you want to live your life? So put those 3 ways that you use to tap into the pulse of growth in the comments below this video. And of course, if you haven't already, bring your butt on over to deanbakari.com and subscribe to our newsletter list to get videos just like this one delivered straight to your inbox every week, once a week. And as usual, until next time, live with passion, live to inspire, and live to make a difference with your purpose.